Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, I want to welcome all of you to ELYHtalk 2026 today. Today, it's my honor to be here on ELYHtalk 2026 Bích, and I want to deliver all of you a talk about the topic FOMO, or the fear of missing out. But first, I would summarize my speech in only one saying. FOMO is not normally the fear of missing out. It's a fear that someone else's life is better than yours. So first, let me ask all of you a question. When was the last time you looked at your own life without comparing it to others? We often believe that happiness comes from having more money, more success, more experiences, or more achievements. But what if the biggest reason why we never feel satisfied with our own life isn't that we are having too little, but because we are constantly looking at somebody who seems to have more? Sorry, I have some problems with my slides, so we're gonna start. The biggest reason why we never feel satisfied with our own life isn't that we are having too little, but because we are constantly looking at somebody who seems to have more. And now, let me tell you a story that happened at my school. We had just received the results of an important English competition. First, looking at my score, I was really happy. At that moment, I smiled in a very cheerful way. To be honest, it wasn't perfect, but it was one of my best results. At that moment, I feel genuinely proud of myself. But no sooner than that, a friend next to me asked, "How much did you get?" From that moment, I started to notice and see everybody around me. One student scored higher. Another got a perfect 100 over 100 score. At that moment, the happiness and fulfillment I had just felt the moments before disappeared. My score hadn't changed, but somehow it no longer felt like an achievement. It no longer represented my efforts, my perseverance, my everything. At that moment, I wasn't just disappointed. I was thinking that everybody was moving ahead and I was being left behind. On the way home, I kept asking myself, if someone else did better, does that mean that I didn't do well? Looking back, I realized the problem here wasn't my result. The problem was that I had quietly replaced my own standard with someone else. And I think that's what FOMO really does. Many people say that FOMO is just the fear of missing out. I think it's true, but not enough. The problem here isn't that someone else is having fun and you simply miss it. The problem begins when your happiness becomes the standard for judging our life, our happiness, our fulfillment. And if my story can happen in a classroom, social media makes it happen every single day. Social media quietly changes the question inside our head. Instead of asking, "Am I happy?" we start asking, "Am I as happy as everyone else?" And I think that's a really dangerous question. Out there's someone who always travel more, someone who will earn more, someone who will always look happier, and someone who will always look ahead. The finish line keeps moving, and eventually, our happiness no longer depends on our own lives. It depends on other highlight reel. And that's when I realized something. FOMO isn't stealing our opportunities. It's stealing our abilities to appreciate somebody, something, or what we already have. Now, think about it. A sunset is still beautiful, right? Until you see somebody else's sunset in Santorini. Your family dinner is still warm until somebody posts a candlelit dinner in a luxury restaurant. Nothing changed. Our life hadn't changed. accept our definition of enough. And maybe that's the hidden cost of FOMO. It doesn't change our life. Our life was still the same. It changes the standard we use to judge them. And how can we kick FOMO out of our life? I don't think the answer here will be deleting Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or any social media platform. Why? Social media doesn't live inside our phones. It lives inside our belief. The belief that our value depends on keeping up with other lives. Therefore, we need to change our mind, our perspective. Maybe we can try replacing one question with another. Instead of asking, what am I missing? We need to ask, why did I choose to do this? Every choice in life means letting go of something else. If you choose to study, you miss a party. If you choose your family, you miss new making friends opportunities. Missing out isn't a mistake. It's simply the price of choosing what matters most. And sometimes, perhaps, real freedom isn't experiencing everything, it's experiencing what is worthwhile. And I would like to leave you with only one final thought. Maybe the opposite of FOMO isn't doing more, it's not seeing more as well. It's only finally believing that this moment can already be enough. The happiest people are not the ones who live the most extraordinary lives. They are the ones who stop measuring their lives against everybody else. And whether anytime social media makes you wonder that am I falling behind, remember this. Someone else's highlight doesn't make your story less meaningful. Because life is never a competition. It is always an opportunity to be present in the life that is already yours. And that's also the end of my speech today. Thank you for listening.
I would like the judge to give the contestants a few questions.